Welcome to the Successful Life Podcast. I am your host, Corey Barrier, and today I'm going to talk to you about sales process. So, I am the sales CEO. You can follow me at Corey Barrier, and you can also follow the podcast at Successful Life Podcast. You can also find us on Apple or Spotify or any of the other channels. I do have some YouTube videos up, and this is obviously going to go on YouTube. Um, so let's get back and rolling, dude. Sales process. I hear all the time people don't understand what a sales process looks like. And I think it's because they overcomplicate what a sales process is, what a sales process does, and why a sales process is so important. So today, that's exactly what we're going to cover. And the first part of the sales process is bonding and rapport, right? So what is bonding and rapport? That means you get to know, like, and trust your customer or client because people buy from people they know, like, and trust, right? If you go into you step on a car lot, for example, want to know that you can trust the person you're dealing with. You want to get to know that person. You want to like that person. So most likely you should probably go towards somebody who looks like you, who's somebody that kind of acts like you, looks like you body wise. And the reason for that is because you're going to be more comfortable around them, right? Um, so the second part of the sales process is the upfront contract. And what I mean by that is, when you're in your sales process, if you bonded and you built rapport, you bonded, you want to say to your customer or client, hey, at the end of this discovery call, if I can help you solve your two or three problems that we've discussed, you're willing to move forward today, correct? And the customer says yes, or the customer says no, right? But at that point, the outcome of the call, right? If the customer says no, well, you know where you need to pivot from there. I hate that word, by the way. And if the customer says yes, then you have an agreement, right? So that way, at the end, if the customer says, I think I'm going to think about it, but sir, we went over the two or three things that you were most concerned about, and we solved those problems. And at the beginning, remember, I asked you if I could solve your problems, we could move forward today. So, uh, have I solved your problems? Have I painted a picture well enough for you to see that we can move forward? Anyway, all right. So the next one is pain, right? After you get the upfront contract, you need to dig for pain. You need to figure out those two or three items that the customer or client's struggling with, and you're going to want to really paint a picture of what that looks like if they don't do anything to change, right? You want to make sure that you really drive home those pain points, right? And so um, the fourth step is the budget. You have to talk about the money. And here's a great way to do that. Sir, I'm really uncomfortable. At the end of this, we're going to have to talk about money, right? And I get really uncomfortable talking about money. Can you help me with that? Sure, I can help you with that. Great. If you ever get the feeling that I'm feeling uncomfortable about the money, I want you to tell me, okay? Because at the end of the day, we have to talk about how much this is going to, how much the investment is. Um, and then the fifth step is the decision. You have to make the decision. So once you've completed these other four steps, you have to get to a point where the customer or client makes a decision whether they're going to go with you or whether they're not going to go with you. And then, if they go with you, of course, then you have to fulfill fulfillment is the sixth step. You have to fulfill what you've guaranteed or promised the client. And then after the sale, you have to do a post sale. And what I mean by that's the seventh step, post sale, is, sir, listen, you know, we talked about this $10,000 investment, and I just want to make sure that I've answered all your questions. I want to make sure I've covered everything. So that way, you don't get home and you feel confused, and I get a call back saying you're going to cancel because you've got a 3-day right of rescission. So what all can I answer for you right now to prevent that, right? And listen, this sales process is really simple, except for, you have to believe in your product or service. But if you follow these 7 steps, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be a success. So, hope you enjoyed this little quick video and quick little podcast. And I just want you to, I want you to get the results like the rest of my clients do. And you want the results like the rest of my clients. So, anyhow, I work with sales. I work with people directly with sales, sales process, company culture, um, and I help navigate the salesperson. And here's the thing: salespeople have to have the right mindset. If they don't have the right mindset, that's where there's problems, right? And so, if you think about this, think about a customer that's trying, or sorry, a salesperson that's trying to sell, a $50,000 product, but they only make $50,000 a year. The chances of them doing well is probably not very good because they can't identify with that $50,000 purchase because they couldn't purchase that. So, if you're selling a high ticket item that you can't purchase yourself, you have to really be aware of that. So I'd love to talk to you. I am the sales CEO. You can find me at salesceo.co. I think we're changing that up to CoreyBarrier.com, but that's yet to come. Yes. And so look, follow me on LinkedIn. Obviously, this is going to be on LinkedIn. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it and have an awesome day.